Wonderful. So for those who don't know, QSR is quick service restaurants. Those are the fastest growing and the steadiest of the tenants you can have. Why? They're usually nationally traded. They've done well through COVID. They constantly grow. They can do deliveries, etc. So the growth is phenomenal. The going dark means the tenant that was occupying the space can no longer find it viable for them to occupy, operate, pay staff, pay for products, pay the lease, and make money. So they prefer to just get out, and because they gave a corporate guarantee, they have to continue paying although they have gone dark, meaning there is nobody there is no light. Okay, everything is off. When they go dark, they try to sublease the space. Any commercial lease has usually a standard clause that says that the tenant, the lessee, can sublease. When they sublease, let's say they're leasing for $90,000 a year, they can sublease. If they sublease for less, they have to pay the difference. If they sublease for more, usually the landlord makes a difference or it's split or something. But the beauty is you get two corporate guarantees from the actual lessee and the sublessee. It's a beautiful position for the landlord. So the problem with this, Juan, is the seller / landlord is not so motivated to make a deal. Why? He or she is getting paid. And this guy or this lady that owns the building has a 10-year, $90,000 per year coming in. They are happy, nobody's using the building. When a tenant want to go dark, like Crocs one time told me we can go dark. Well, I don't like that they go dark because I have a lot of other buildings in the street. So it's not good for me that one tenant goes dark because I want it. It's like a shopping mall, but I just own so many buildings in the same street. So I said, no, look at the contract, you can go dark. So they said, okay, we want to get out. I said, you have to pay me $1 million. They said things I cannot repeat here on this call, but then they came back to me and they said, we're trying to get you 750. I said, look, please don't call me again unless you have $1 million. You're not a small company. You make $1 billion a year. I'm just a little guy here, okay? And for big companies that actually are publicly traded, $1 billion is like printing money, all right? And they, come on, you know? Make a long story short, a hurricane happened, they bailed out, they tried to sue me, they tried to this, and at the end I won. It went all the way to Supreme Court, and I won, and they have to pay plus $150,000 attorney's fees. I mean, it brought tears to my eyes. I get very emotional about money, especially if it involved lawsuits. I mean, at one point, the attorney asked my attorney, how is this guy lasting when they're not paying rent for so long? The lawsuit took from 2018 till now. He said, well, he owns the whole street practically. Anyway, what does money give you? Justice. Doesn't give you happiness, gives you justice. All right, got too excited on this. By the way, still going and accruing interest because they're trying to renegotiate and negotiate. They don't understand the law even. The attorney they hired is too emotional and too much ego. It's blinding and clouding their decision making. I'm having fun with that one, and when we wrap it up, I'll hopefully show you a check right here. But anyway, so Juan, the seller has no incentive. However, who has an incentive to get out? The tenant. Because the tenants are paying $90,000. So if you want to work this out, you're not going to assign it to me. You're going to actually find another tenant to replace them. You're going to have to talk to the landlord, and then you're going to actually go find, make it like you want to put the deal under contract, go find a tenant. And then when you find a tenant, you can, and let's say that tenant is going to pay, let's say $100,000 a year. Okay. You can literally go to the existing tenant and say, listen, I have somebody you can sublease to. They will pay you an assignment fee. They'll pay you maybe $50,000 just to get out of this thing. Maybe they'll pay you $30,000, I don't know. A commission on this, okay, just calculate 90,000 times 10 years, plus the escalation is like $1 million a year. On $1 million, maybe a broker will make 3%, that's $30,000. Well, 3%, 10% will be 100,000, yeah, 30,000. So these people may pay you 30,000 assignment fee just to take over the tenant, and then they'll have to go to the landlord and say to the landlord, we have the right to sublease. There is this company who want to sublease, thank you, have a nice day. Or you can go to the actual owner of the building, and the owner is going to say, why should I sublease to another tenant? Okay, so let's say I'm asking Juan, and the The landlord says, Juan, I'm already making $90,000 a year. Why will I sublease to a new tenant that's gonna pay me the same thing? Oh, Mr. Landlord, Mrs. Landlord, because you can go to that tenant that's paying you $90,000 a year, which is gonna be $1 million for 10 years with the escalations, and you can tell them, listen, you like out? I'll get you out. You don't have to keep paying for so many years. I'll give you a discount right now, give me $600,000 and get out. They're gonna say, okay, can we get out at $500,000? That landlord is gonna make $500,000 cashing out one tenant out, and is gonna continue making $90,000. How much will you make? You can negotiate directly with the landlord. You're a joint venture partner, I will negotiate it for you. So yeah, there is potential, but I'm telling you, on the basis of it, landlord is not motivated, the tenant is motivated, and sometime during the transaction, they may cash out by giving him $500,000, the owner of the building is that. So too many moving parts. It's not a clean joint venture structure like I give you the steps. But I'm willing to work with you if you can put it together, and you can play that video again and you'll see how you can put the pieces together with the rest of the training you took. You can't negotiate the buyout because only the landlord can negotiate the buyout. You're in no position to negotiate a buyout. You must go to the landlord first, tell him you want to buy. He's going to offer you a ridiculous price because it's already making $90,000 a year. So he's going to ask you, you want to buy this that's making $90,000 a year? You can buy it at, do 90,000 times 16. He's going to tell you, I want $1.4 million. So you can put it under contract at $1.4 million. Why would he sell it to you for less? 6% cap. It's a corporate guarantee for 10 years, whether it's occupied and functioning or it's not. There is payment coming in. It's the best thing in the world. These big companies can't go bankrupt. If they go bankrupt, you already have a great lease, and you can actually have provisions in the lease for the bankruptcy. So you can go after them in court and still get some money. So the point is, you can't negotiate that. You can negotiate a potential purchase, put it under contract. That's number one, at $1.4 million. Why? Because you will have access to the building. Go line up another tenant. So you're gonna call tenants and tell them to come in, until somebody makes you another offer of $90,000. Then you go back to the landlord and say, why don't you do a buyout from these guys at a discount at the current tenant that went dark, get paid $500,000, and I got another person another company is gonna pay you the $90,000. So just pocket $500,000. How much will you give me from whatever you're gonna work out with them? You're gonna have to assign to the landlord if he or she decides to do a settlement with that big tenant. If he says no, say, okay, don't worry about it. I was gonna give you a good tenant. I'm gonna go now to those people paying you. I'm gonna sell that agreement that those people are interested coming in, and they're gonna sublease to them. He doesn't care, or she doesn't care. The landlord doesn't care, just want the income. Go now to the tenant, whatever the company is, let's say, I don't know, let's say it's Subway, and you're gonna contact Subway and say, I'm calling you regarding the going dark on that location in Texas, 123 El Camino Real. Call me. They're gonna call you. How can you get us out? I got another tenant that's willing to take over. I'll put you in touch. I want you to send me an agreement that you're gonna pay me a marketing fee, $30,000, or ask them for 50. And if they say, no, we're not gonna pay more than 30, or go to hell because we have brokers looking for somebody to do this, okay, well, do it. Get the 30, put them in touch. They're gonna do the sublease, you're gonna get paid. Those are the steps. You can negotiate with the landlord or with the tenant any other way. So follow those steps.